Hello, welcome back to Bishop Chapter. It's a really quick one for you today, just to round off the puzzle commentaries that we've been doing. Apart from the main six, you may have noticed that I've referenced another sort of final puzzle. It's not really one of the main ones, but it's a puzzle all the same because it requires a bit of thought and figuring stuff out. Not to any scale that the other ones do, though. It's just kind of the final puzzle, and it's set around the main gate and the trophy consoles. So all familiar ground. But first, we're going to dip into the king ring, which I've mentioned also quite a bit. And I keep saying how we'll come back to the king ring another time. So yeah, this is that time. The king ring is actually integral to the last puzzle. Maybe obviously so, to the point where the last puzzle will be just really obvious and won't even require any figuring out. But yeah, it remains to be seen. I've got the video in front of me. Let's jump in. So, you may remember Thoth, the library puzzle. It's all set up. We're just going to get in the room. And I'm going to refresh you on the king ring itself. And we're also going to go through this note. So, let me just get the light adjusted. So, oh, come on. Cool. I'll let you skim through this. It's just a bit of story. But the cursor circles the important bits, like the Aten recharging, the Aten generator recharging and upgrading. And then there's that mention again of Charlie. Yeah, so it basically it tells you what to do with the ring, essentially. The rings that we all rely on, the king ring, for example, they have some sort of ability that's alluded to, and they need charging because the ability has been failing. But it requires the Aten system to be online before the generator that recharges the rings can recharge the ring. And so, we head to Aten once more. I've set it up so that the key's there, and I've also set the Aten puzzle to autocomplete when I press a key, so you'll see that now. So don't be confused when you see all these projectors just turn. And then it's just a case of building this projector. So I'll speed through that. Then this will trigger the lights to come on, and then the puzzle will auto-complete because the projectors have all been lined up. This is just for the sake of having the puzzle done so that I can show you the generator. I'll also take you around to the visual clues here that the generator's online. So we'll ignore that for now. So you can see the light comes round and it hits the mini Aten tower on the map. So it all shines at the gate, and then the gate shines it at Aten. I don't know why I keep walking back over here. But then essentially at the base of the tower right there, that's where the generator is. So now we head to the main tower and the generator should work. So we'll skip there now. Cool, so here we are approaching the tower. This should be a well-travelled pathway by this point in the game. Well, yeah, maybe not down here, but yeah. Well, there's a Thoth clue down here, so yeah, maybe. But yeah, there's this slot that one may stumble across early on in the game, but now it has some context. When you interact with it, keep an eye on the little box below it. There you go. Ring slides down. Once again, the collision on the ring is a little tricky, so you need to keep trying to pick it up. And yeah, eventually it does. King ring upgraded. And then we get this little thing. Hold right click to place a beacon and press K to Smokeport. There's the beacon. It's a glowing pyramid. And there's the Smokeport. I did want to mask the Smokeport with some cool smoky effects, just because of the context of what the Smokeporting is and how it looks in the comics that this game is based on. Then yeah, you move the beacon, the previous one disappears, and you can Smokeport. So essentially, place a beacon down, you can go anywhere else on the map, but if you hit K, the game will bring you back to where you placed the beacon. It's possible to pick this ring up before you do the Medjed maze puzzle and the Ben spinning platforms puzzle. I'll just show you how far, well, an example of walking far and then zipping back. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so the maze puzzle and the rotating platforms puzzle become infinitely easier to do with this ring, and I'll let you figure out how that works. Okay, so getting on to the final puzzle, which is called KHONSU. We come back to the Anubis room, probably the most familiar room in the game by this point. And we head over to the first console, just to update it with all the trophies we've picked up in these videos. So there you go, Anubis, Thoth, and Noon. And so let's pull this lever and see what happens. Well, so it gives you about 15 seconds for something. It ticks, and then it clunks after 15 seconds. And it's not really clear at this point what that means, but we will see shortly that it's easy to figure out with a bit of investigation. Eventually players will discover the presence of a second console. It's logical to assume that there would be one, because there's one on the one side of the gates that the player finds at the beginning of the game, and then seeing the gate, you can sort of spot a trail going up to the opposite side. There's another gear, and there's some steps, and you can see another door. So it's just a case of figuring out how to get up there. So we'll quickly zip to it at lightning speed. The more I see these sped up parts, the more I wish there was a sprint in the game, but it doesn't suit the style at all. So here we are, console number 2. Let's update this with the trophies that we have. Great. Ben, Aten and Medjed. And pulling this lever yields similar results. The ticking for 15 seconds before the clunk. So here's the solution. King ring comes in handy here. The idea is basically that you need to pull one of the levers, and then before the clunk after 15 seconds, you need to pull the other lever. It's a gate, essentially, that has to be operated by 2 people to open. It's quite commonly seen in things that have like a self-destruct, where it requires 2 keys to confirm it. So the only possible way to do that, to get to that part of the map in 15 seconds, is to Smokeport. So this puzzle's only possible once the king ring has been recharged. So the beacon's been placed on the other side, so we've come round to here. You can do it either way, but I like doing it this way because when you've pulled the second lever on the other side, you can drop down and watch the gate open, whereas up here you're kind of stuck. Cool, so then we port. There we go. It's a good sound. Gears are turning. See, we can drop down and just watch the gate. And there it goes. There's a big glowing orb that's appeared out there that wasn't there before. And this is essentially the end of the game. You can see that we're out in the wilderness. No more walls boxing us in. We are free. And there's a big glowing orb calling us forward. We won't go out there because it triggers the game's ending. I'll let you see that for yourself. The game is up for download. I've had to replace the file a few times because of various bugs I found while testing it. But I think the one that's currently up there is pretty solid. There's a questionnaire on the main menu, or feedback form rather. If you do download it and you do play it, feedback would be greatly appreciated. Any bugs you found that I may not have, I'd love to know about them so that I can fix them potentially in a future build. But yeah, that's the final puzzle in the game, KHONSU, and a breakdown of how to get the king ring and how to upgrade it. So, this will be the last of the puzzle commentaries, obviously. The future Dev Diaries videos will now be continuations of the previous episode, which was the beginning of the blueprint breakdown that I did for Anubis. I'm planning to do 2 puzzles in the next video. I'll get to filming that probably after I'm done recording this. So, yeah, thanks for watching all the way through if you did. I hope you've enjoyed this series. I hope you're looking forward to the horribly technical breakdowns of all the puzzles yet to come. And yeah, after that, who knows what happens. That's, as far as I know, that's the journey over. But you never know what the future may hold, eh? So, I'll see you in the next one for some crazy technical talk. Goodbye.